Hello everyone. I am going to dictate you the dictation from GDBIST volume number 4. Speed will be around 100 words per minute. So be ready for the dictation. 5 seconds. Start. Mr. Vice Chairman, Sir, I am extremely grateful to the honorable members who have participated in the discussion on this bill for enhancing the emoluments of the governors. I am grateful that members, while participating in the discussion, did not object to the increase in the emoluments but rather discussed the institution of governors. Sir, the ambit of the bill is very limited. Sir, the expenses that will be incurred by the enhancement of the salary will be rupees 11 lakhs per annum and they will be met from the charge on the consolidated funds of the respective states, as has been pointed by many honorable members. Here, when things have been mentioned about the institution of governor, arguments in favor and against have been given by both sides. Sir, there are systems of governments in the world. There are systems which have accepted parliamentary democracy as a way of life and to establish an egalitarian society with socialist objectives. We have accepted parliamentary democracy and at the same time we have accepted our objectives as one, to establish an egalitarian society having a socialist order of society. Therefore, this is a path which has not been travelled by many countries of the world. This is a completely less travelled path and therefore to pass through transitions from one state of society to another, from a feudal state of society to an industrial society, and then on towards to a society of socialist order. Though a democratic process is a very difficult process, we should all be happy and grateful that through their own genius and wisdom, the people of India have passed through all these difficulties during the last 40 years and are slowly emerging as a very successful nation to build up a socialist state through a parliamentary system. By and large, I must say that there were great illustrious men and women who adorned these positions during the last 40 years. By and large, I must say that they have maintained the dignity of this high office which they have been assigned to hold under the Constitution. But the aberrations we cannot take a general rule. Therefore, we cannot condemn this institution because this is an institution which many eminent persons have held. If we remember them, we are proud of them. Sir, our tradition is a tradition which we have inherited from thousands of years of history. The tradition that we are holding today is that we are not very much parochial in our outlook or very sectarian in our approach. Whenever any sectarian approach comes to the forefront, immediately people also think about it. They do not recognize it. They feel that something has happened. Therefore, it is corrected. Therefore, all the issues that have been discussed here regarding the institution of the governor are there. Therefore, in our wisdom, we have appointed the Sarkaria Commission. I hope almost all the state governments have submitted their memorandum stating their points of view. Some difficulties are there. Madam Deputy Chairman, I am too grateful to you for giving me this opportunity and chance to speak on the appraisal of the third 5-year plan. This is the first time I am speaking in this house, and I have purposely chosen the subject of planning because I am a sincere believer in planning. Moreover, all the leaders for whom I have great respect and whom I have followed, like Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose, were also firm believers in planning, and by their inspiration, these 5-year plans have come into being, and the Planning Commission has come into being. By and large, planning has been accepted by the entire country. Certain political parties in this country which have no economic content in their policies and programs may criticize planning. They may have won seats in the state legislatures and in parliament also, but it is neither here nor there. The only organized party, in my opinion, which is opposed to the way of planning is the Swatantra Party. Even though the Swatantra Party has been floated in the latter half of the 20th century, I am not surprised at their attitude because their mental and intellectual outlook belongs to that of the 17th century, if not earlier than that. Therefore, all the important parties in this country have accepted planning. Sir, there is nothing bad in planning, and even if there are shortfalls in this appraisal report, I am not worried about the shortfalls. Of course, I am worried about the way this document has been placed before us. The entire wording of this report, to my mind, is unequivocal because, as I said, I am a believer in planning. I am not worried about the shortfalls provided there is a will to learn from the mistakes we have made, will to learn from what we are doing and what we intend to do, and provided we are going to use the opportunities which are lying with us, and also if there is sufficient determination to pursue policies which are after our hearts. But I am very much doubtful whether that will, strong determination, lies with us. I think because of the two reasons, I feel that the government also is not actually observing basic priorities. Sir, planning is the most important portfolio in this country. Next to planning is finance. They have given the finance portfolio to one of the intellectual giants, but in respect of planning, in my opinion, they have downgraded that portfolio. There is no minister holding the cabinet rank for planning, which is not proper. I also see sometimes that the important portfolios like industry and commerce also have no cabinet rank ministers. The important portfolios like transport and communications have no cabinet rank. Two portfolios like information and broadcasting and others have been given cabinet rank.